I tell you, there's a lot of reasons I have concern. Yeah. Well, I'm a conscientious member of AA, and I hope you are too. I imagine you are. Yeah, I mentioned about the anonymous hideaways. There's another extreme in that swing of the pendulum that I just started thinking about this a few days ago, and it's not well-nurtured thoughts yet, but it's certainly thoughts, that we've got sort of a development of, I don't know what you want to call it, of the truly righteous AA. I mean, you either do it this way, the way we did it in 1938, or you're wrong. Yeah. Well, that's a bit of an extreme, where it's just absolutely rigid, straight line. If you don't do it this way, you're not welcome here. And it concerns me. I can kind of understand when I think about how we're probably overcorrecting. We're overcorrecting. Where we've gotten so loose and permissive. There are places in the country, wide areas in this country, where singleness of purpose is not even considered. And I think that is an extremely dangerous place for us to go. So, anyway, all of that is sort of caught up in this notion about how we meet and where we meet and what is it that's fundamentally sound and important about our work. I'll say this one other thing about singleness of purpose and then wrap up around the group. A while back, I sponsored a group in a prison. I was over there and I was just kind of listening, and the guys, they were going to elect a new chair, and they nominated a guy who was not an alcoholic. He was an NA member who was just visiting. And so I was watching that, and so they nominated a guy, and he just kind of dropped his head. He's a nice guy. And they started voting. I said, whoa. He's not a member. He's not an alcoholic. And Mike said, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then they moved on. And at the end of the meeting, the chairman said, Tom, a lot of guys are really, really buffaloed. They just don't understand what you were talking about with Mike. And I knew I ran risk of embarrassing Mike, and I straightened that out with him later. But sometimes common welfare becomes more important than courtesy. And you've got to step up and do what needs to be done. And so he said, would you elaborate on that a bit? And so I just reacted. I said, well, I do believe strongly about singleness of purpose. I said, when Bill Wilson met Bob, and they spent those hours together, where when they got through, Bob said to Bill, finally somebody understands. I said, what happened that day was the formation of the basic tenet of Alcoholics Anonymous, the fulcrum of the entire program. Built around the notion that there is a powerful something that happens when one alcoholic connects with another alcoholic. Something happens the world had never seen. And that's either true or it's false. So you either believe it or you don't. It's not angry, antagonistic kind of stuff. It's either real or it's not. And if it's real, the more we compromise our clarity of purpose, the less useful we become.